Shift our focus to mounting legal battles for former President Donald Trump.
Right.
Federal prosecutors in the United States have asked a federal judge to begin former President Donald Trump's trial on charges of trying to overturn the 2020 results of the 2020 election on the 2nd of January 2024.
Yeah, and you know what this means. And the trial will begin only 2 weeks before the first votes are cast in the 2024 Republican presidential race. Now, it is almost extremely evident on what is happening against Donald Trump here. But as soon as closer we're getting to the 2024 presidential race, more his legal woes are mounting. Donald Trump faced 4 federal felony charges: conspiracy to defraud the United States by attempting to overturn a legitimate election, and conspiracy to obstruct proceeding by attempting to stop the electoral certification. Trump pled not guilty to these charges last week, but the U.S. Special Counsel Jack Smith's office asked the judge to start the trial on the 2nd of January.
Now, this in part due to the public's interest in a speedy trial. Smith's office also said that it is prepared to turn over to Trump most of the evidence that it intends to use at the trial by the end of August. However, a spokesperson for Trump said that Smith and the Justice Department are blatantly playing political games. Trump has been adamant that any trial regarding this should be held after the 2024 presidential elections. If he were to win the race and become president again, it would potentially give him the power to end his prosecution. And also to discuss this further, we earlier spoke to our correspondent Susan Teherani from New York. Susan explains how a January trial date for Trump's role in the Capitol riots would affect his campaign. Listen in.
If the judge agrees to that January 2nd, 2024 date, it could definitely hamper the former president's ability to campaign, notably in the very important Iowa caucus, which is on January 15th. It could also keep him away from the trail for the entirety of the early state window: New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Nevada as well. The Trump team is expected to offer their own date by next Thursday. While it's not yet clear what date that would be, it will definitely not be sooner than January 2nd that Jack Smith's team proposed.
Now, Susan also spoke to us about whether one should expect more indictments against Donald Trump. Listen in.
We learned on Thursday that the former president's valet, Walt Nauta, pleaded not guilty in a Florida courtroom regarding that classified documents case. But that is one of 3 indictments against the former president as he gears up to become the possible Republican contender in the 2024 presidential elections. However, the Trump team is gearing up for a possible 4th indictment in Fulton County, Georgia, where he is accused of meddling in the 2020 presidential elections. The county's district attorney, who's a Democrat, has signaled that an indictment may be coming as soon as this month.